Well, Grand Rising, Grand Rising. And of course, welcome to Ilana Monet's Motivational Moment. Before I start, I must do my salutations. Abaragani. Assalamu alaikum. Ikaro. Now that I've done my salutations, let's get into the meat of the message for today. We are working on our series of choosing self. We talked about prioritizing self-care. We've talked about setting boundaries. We talked about using your voice to advocate for yourself. And now today we're going to talk about trusting your intuition. Trusting your intuition. Something told me, or, that came to me, or, come to think of it, that is your intuition asking you to stop, rethink this thing. Is this the best thing for us right now? Now, choosing yourself requires listening to your inner voice and making decisions that resonate with your values and beliefs. It resonates with your values and beliefs. Why did I do that? I can tell you why I did it. It resonates with my values and beliefs. Now, when we talk about trusting your intuition involves recognizing and honoring your gut feelings and inner knowing to guide the decisions and navigate through life's challenges. It is about developing a self-awareness, paying attention to your body signs and emotions, and practicing mindfulness to discern intuitive guidance. Now, how? Give me some details on what does it look like to trust your intuition. First of all, what is intuition? Intuition is the ability to know and or sense something without conscious thought or reasoning, often described as a gut feeling or an inner knowing. I felt it in my gut. It felt wrong to me. I felt a little uneasy. I felt drawn to that person, or I felt repelled from that person. It can be a powerful tool in decision making, helping you to navigate situations and making choices that align with your values and well-being. Now, how to trust your intuition? Number one, self-awareness. Become more attuned to your body signs and emotions. Notice your physical sensation, thoughts, and feelings, making decisions and facing challenges. Have you ever noticed that when you are going to make a big decision, everything stops? Everything stops, and then you have to really, really concentrate. And it's funny to me because when I try to concentrate, I close my eyes because I don't want anything else to influence me to pick the wrong choice. If that be, you really have to have a self-awareness, knowing what you have inside of you. If you already know that you are the prize, you don't have to run behind somebody else. You don't have to constantly call or constantly badger them. Because what you have self-value, you have self-worth. You know that you are bigger than that, so why do it? Why entertain things that are beneath you? If you notice, a queen never, ever fights with a servant. So if you are queen status, why are you wasting your time and energy on people who don't matter? They just don't matter. Number two, practice mindfulness. Engage in activities that promote positive or present moment awareness, such as meditation or deep breathing, to help you quiet the mind and connect with your intuition. Now, quieting the mind is very important. I know for me, and it's just for me, I'm all over the place all the time. So when I horn in on something and I'm deeply involved and I have placed all of my energy in that, then everything stops. Everything begins to go at a slower rate. Okay, why? Because now I am concentrating and I am aware and in tune to where I'm going, what I'm doing, and how I'm going to do it. Now, embrace your feelings. Allow yourself to experience a range of emotions as they are as they can provide value, insights, and into your intuition. I remember when I was little and they used to say, boys don't cry. Boys don't feel. Yes, they do. Boys do cry. Boys do feel. They have the same emotions as we do, as women. But when they are young, they're taught to put those emotions aside. They're taught to think with their minds and not with their hearts. Women are taught to think with their hearts and not with their minds. So when you put the two together, the mind and the heart, then they are a mighty, mighty force. So if you hold both of those in your hands, you are powerful. Being able to stop. Is it right? Is it relevant? But most of all, is it worth it? Some people are not worth your time nor energy. So don't give it to them. Don't give them a piece of your mind. Because if you keep giving off a piece of your mind, you're not going to have none left for yourself. Okay? Now pay attention to serendipity. Notice coincidence or unexpected events that might be signals or signs or messages from your intuition. You know, I just thought, you know, I felt this way. A lot of times when we have that second thought, it's because our intuition is telling us that that's not for us. When you second think yourself or second think what is going on, that's the time where you say, hey, look, that's not for me. That was not meant for me. I should not be a part of this thing. This is not a part of my vocabulary or vernacular. And then trust your gut. When you have a gut feeling, listen to it. It may be warning you or a sign that something must be done. Sometimes when you have that gut feeling, like don't go in there or don't call that person right now, that's your gut feel telling you, hey, look, at this moment, at this time, it is not a good time to entertain foolishness. I know for me, sometimes I have to go away. And it's not just physically go away, it's the mental go away. I will go into my room and I will play certain music that I know that will help me navigate through my problems. I love Beethoven. I know, I'm crazy. I know, I love all different types of music. I love jazz, I love rap, I love R&B, I love gospel, you know, and I love nature sounds. Nature sounds help me to rest. It helps my mind to go at ease. So if I'm going through or if I'm trying to figure something out, then I'll try classical music first. That helps tame the lion from within. Stay humble, hustle hard. That helps to tame the mind within. So when I listen to classical music, it helps me to breathe differently. Because when I was in the theater in high school, our teacher would play classical music to help us unwind and to help us remember a lot of our lines. So for me, classical music just helps me to focus, and it helps me to just relax. Now, nature sounds help me to sleep. Nature sounds, sorry, helps me to sleep, like birds chirping or water. Now, when I hear water running, baby, I am out like a light. I sleep like a baby. I don't know why that does it for me, but it does. But knowing those things that help you to become a better person, knowing what your quirks are, knowing knowing the ways to get yourself to come to a place of peace is very important. It's very important, because if you can't do it or if you won't do it, then that's when things start to go awry. Now, combine intuition with analysis. While intuition can be a valuable guide, it is not always a substitute for conscious reasoning or critical thinking. Use both approaches to make well-informed decisions. Just don't go off the seat of your pants. And sometimes going by how you feel is not the good way either. So you have to make sure that you double check and recheck yourself. I do that a lot, because a lot of times I would, if I'm feeling a certain kind of way, I have a trusting friend, Donald, who I will bounce ideas off of. How do you think? What do you think about this? Or if I was going through this, how would I handle it? Did I handle it the right way? And can you help me to keep Yolanda in her place? Because I do have another side of me that I don't like to let out. I don't like to let her in the forefront, because when she comes, it's going to be some tables turning over. It's going to be some chairs moved. It's going to be some stuff. So I try not to let, and it's a good thing because I know that person. I know when she's getting ready to come out. So I know that there's some things that I have to do to make sure that she does not come out. And if she does, then my good friend Donald Douglas has a way of getting her to go back in. And I do believe that it's only two people who can really get me to do that, which is Donald and my mom. I think those are the only two people that could get me to horn in or to bring Yolanda back in. Because when Yolanda comes out, that's the end. I don't care at that point. So using my critical thinking attributes or conscious reasoning, it goes right out the door at times. So I have to be able to talk to somebody to help me bring it back. The next start small. Begin with trusting your intuition and less consequential decisions to build confidence and practice. Sometimes you just have to say, look, is it right? Is it relevant? Is it worth it? Is it worth me losing my job? Yep. Is it worth me losing my car? Yep. Is it worth me losing my freedom? Nah. So sometimes you just have to do those things. Is it right? Is it relevant? And is it worth it? And number 8, discern your gut feeling from fear. Fear is false evidence appearing real. And we have to be able to determine what true fear is, fight or flight, or what false evidence appearing real is. Distinguish between intuition and fear. They can be manifest similarly. Fear often involves sensation and avoidance, while intuition usually feels like gentle guidance. When you trust your intuition, here are some signs. When you have a high level of awareness and acknowledgement and content. When you feel strongly or have a gut feeling or inner knowing. When you navigate complex or uncertain situations. When you tend to overthink or get paralyzed by analyzing. When to be cautious. When you have a limited information and or content. When your intuition feels driven by fear or doubt. When making decisions with high stakes or potential long-term consequences. By developing self-awareness, practicing mindfulness, and trusting your inner guidance, you can hone in on powerful institutions or intuitions to make better decisions and navigate life's journey with greater confidence and clarity. Having confidence and clarity is the key to everything. So knowing and trusting your intuition, trusting that gut feeling, knowing the difference between fear and a gut feeling. Fear, false evidence appearing real. And how many times have we taken false evidence and made them real to fit our scenario? How many times have we done that? I have done it numerous of times. And I had to actually sit back and say, hey, look, it's not what it seems. Look past the facade to get to the real nitty-gritty or the basis of the situation. I gotta go, guys. Remember, you can always go to my YouTube page, which is Yolanda Monoy. Check out all of my videos. Like I've said before, I love you, but God loves you more. And I will see you at the top because the bottom is way too crowded. Peace.